Her kitchen is where the magic is made.
Hi there, welcome to my channel or welcome back. I'm Holly, your friendly neighborhood carnivore, and I'm so happy you could join me today. So today I figured I would play in the kitchen with one of my favorite foods, which is a soft scrambled egg. And actually when I make this, a lot of times I'll add cinnamon and then I will call it an egg porridge because it is a very soft scrambled egg. It is like the texture of a porridge. I thought I would show you guys how I make my soft scrambled eggs. I thought I would show you guys how I make it with cinnamon in it. And I thought I would try something I've not tried before, which would be a chocolate one. We'll add some cocoa powder to it. So it could go really well or it could go really bad. So why don't you stay tuned for the taste test and we will see how that turns out. I don't know if we will be going with a savory chocolate or a sweet chocolate because I do enjoy a savory hot chocolate during Christmas time. So maybe I'll try it savory at first, and if it's not good, maybe we'll be sweetening it up. So that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today, several different versions of a soft scrambled egg or an egg porridge. As always, I will have the recipe in the description along with links to maybe some kitchen appliances or maybe some ingredients that might be hard to find. I try to go ahead and do the extra legwork for you guys to make it as easy as possible. So don't forget to go check that out. And also feel free to follow me over on X or on Instagram where I will show you what I eat every day. And I am sure if you do follow me over there, you have seen my soft scrambled eggs a lot, or my cinnamon scrambled eggs a lot, or just egg porridge in general. So on X, I am at Carnivore Friend, and on Instagram, I am at Friendly Neighborhood Carnivore, and I will see you guys over there. Let's go ahead and start making these eggs. I do have a few things specific to how I ensure that they get good and creamy, so I'm going to be walking you through all of that.
I'm going to be using 6 eggs today. I'm going to go ahead and crack them all into this container because I will be using my immersion blender to blend them up really nice and smooth. I will be separating all of this out into 3 portions because I'm going to be having 3 different flavors that I'm making today. You obviously don't have to go to all that trouble to separate batches out. You also can use as many or as few eggs as you desire, but here's the deal to get these really nice and smooth and creamy. First, you absolutely have to use something high powered to blend them. That could be an immersion blender, an electric beater, a regular blender, etc. You have to get in there with some high power to get these egg whites incorporated into the yolks completely. And secondly, you're going to need to use the perfect amount of fat to get the texture right. Now this is a bit variable. There is a minimum and there is a maximum amount of fat that you could add to this. The minimum is a half of a tablespoon of butter or ghee per egg, and the maximum is 2 tablespoons per egg. Both ways are delicious. Both ways are going to give you very creamy eggs. It just depends on how high fat your diet is as to how much fat you might want to add. I'm going to quickly go ahead and blend half a tablespoon of cacao powder into my eggs for my chocolate version, and then I'm going to measure with my heart and sprinkle a bunch of cinnamon into another portion, and then I'm going to use the immersion blender one more time to get these blended up really well. Heading on over to the skillet. Since I have divided this out into 3 portions and I'm going with the minimum amount of fat today, I've got 1 tablespoon of ghee in my skillet because I have 2 eggs to cook in it. I've got the burner on low to low medium. I'm pouring in my eggs and I'm going to go ahead and start stirring immediately. Now you can see that the eggs are already cooking up on the sides, so my skillet is a little warmer than I want it to be. I'm just going to keep stirring, turn the heat down a touch, and remove it from the heat temporarily to slow down the cooking process when I need to. What we're trying to do now is get the ghee or butter completely incorporated into our eggs as it cooks slowly. If you do not blend ahead of time the way I showed you, even though it looks like it's completely blended together, a lot of times the egg whites are still just ever so slightly separated from the yolks. If you whisk this by hand, you can still make this and you can make it creamy, but it's going to take a lot longer and it's going to be a lot more work. But if you were to go that route, here's how you would achieve that. You would have to start with a cold skillet on a cold stove. Put your butter or ghee, even if it's still solid, in the cold skillet and pour your eggs on top. Then you will have to turn the stove on to low, the lowest setting, and stir and stir and stir. You could even use a whisk at the beginning to make sure that the eggs and the butter or ghee gets incorporated really well. If you see any curds of egg whites cooking separately, your burner is too hot. Turn down the heat and or temporarily remove the skillet from the heat, stir like your life depends on it, and then proceed on. It will be a very long and slow process, but it can be done. This method I'm showing you today, where we blended it with the immersion blender first, is going to take about 6 to 7 minutes to cook these 2 eggs. If you were to cook these without them being blended first, it's going to take closer to 15 to 20 minutes, a much longer process. Alright, as I'm stirring, you will notice that I'm starting to get little curds of eggs. This is good, just keep stirring. If the curds start forming too fast, just remove the skillet from the heat, stir some more, and then return it to the heat. The name of the game is to stir, 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 and take your time. All right, it's finally thickening up really well. Once you get it just slightly under the texture that you want, remove it from the heat, sprinkle with some salt, and then give it a good stir and you're done. And now we've segued into super fast egg mode. This batch is going to be the cinnamon egg porridge, and I have condensed 7 minutes worth of egg cooking into about 25 seconds. The cinnamon is just about done here. Once again, I'm going to sprinkle with some salt. I'm going to add a little bit more cinnamon on top, and then I'm going to scoop this into the cup. Now onto the chocolate egg porridge. Going to follow the exact same method, stir, 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 and watch it thicken up over the next 25 seconds. And sprinkle with a little salt, and then into the cup. All right, I've got chocolate, cinnamon, and an original egg porridge. Here's the texture, nice and creamy.
Okay guys, it is time for the taste test. Now I have got my regular, just salted eggs. I've got my cinnamon eggs. And I've got my chocolate eggs. I topped them with a few chocolate chips just so that they're pretty. I'm gonna taste the edge of it that doesn't have chocolate chips on it so I can see how it is without that sweet. I have a feeling I may be adding a little bit of sweet to that, so we will see. So I'm just gonna start with our regular soft scrambled eggs. They are creamy, just like a porridge, but it's eggs and ghee and salt. Oh my gosh. This is my favorite way to have eggs. I love this texture. This is freaking delicious. Okay, now, if you follow me on X or on Instagram, you know I love cinnamon scrambled eggs. These are not sweet. There is salt in these, no sweeteners at all. It's just eggs, ghee, cinnamon, and salt. And I'm pretty heavy on the cinnamon. I might actually add more cinnamon to this, even though I've got some on top. But don't underestimate the salt. You need the salt for them too. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna hit them with even more cinnamon. I love. Love, love, love cinnamon scrambled eggs. So this is our cinnamon egg porridge. Oh yeah, it's so good. Okay, now I've never done chocolate before. I'm nervous about this. Okay, I was careful to avoid the chocolate chips that I put on top to make it pretty. So let's see. Now this, just like the cinnamon, this is savory right now. This is just eggs, salt, ghee, and cacao powder. It smells good and chocolatey. It smells like hot chocolate. Okay, it's not my favorite like this. I'm gonna try it with a couple chocolate chips on it. Okay, that's what it needs. It needs some sweet. So I'm gonna use a couple of drops of chocolate stevia, just a couple, because there's only 2 eggs in this. Let me stir it up, which means those chocolate chips are getting mixed in too. Okay, I like it a little more. Tell you what, I'm gonna do a little bit of allulose because I didn't do much stevia, but that bitterness on that stevia is not my favorite. Okay, so we're gonna mix in a little bit of allulose, and I'm gonna give it a pinch more salt. Okay, one more time, here goes. Will we be making this again? I don't hate it. You know what? The cinnamon is by far always my favorite, but since adding a little bit of sweet into this, it's almost like an undercooked brownie. I don't hate it. I think I should play with this more in the future and get a better flavor out of it. But if you are wanting something chocolatey and you just want to play in the kitchen, this is not bad. All in all, I think they're all great. I think cinnamon is my favorite because even though it's not sweet, the cinnamon flavor with the egg reminds me of like French toast, and it's just delicious. I hope you guys will give this a try, and I hope y'all will enjoy this as much as I do. If you are a texture person and you don't like soft scrambled eggs, regular scrambled eggs with cinnamon on it is just as good. I just really love that porridge texture. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. Go ahead and leave me a comment. I love chit-chatting with you guys in the comments. And like I said earlier, you can find me over on X at Carnivore Friend and on Instagram at Friendly Neighborhood Carnivore. Feel free to come find me and say hi. Or if you just want to snoop around and see what I eat every day, you are welcome to do that too. All right, guys, I will see y'all next time when I am cooking up something delicious in the kitchen. Until then, I'm gonna go eat all of these little cups of egg porridge. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
She's the friendly neighborhood carnivore with a talent for cooking up a meaty uproar. From juicy steaks to sizzling ribs galore, she'll have you coming back for more. Fellas, smash that like button. She's the carnivore cooking queen. On your screen, bringing the meaty scene. Come on over and join the team for a culinary dream.